Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Is this the day that tariffs get overturned? We shall see. Supposed to come out sometime after 9 a.m. Eastern. So, so we said, you know what? I'm going to say good morning to Balaji first. Thank you for tuning in. It's no problem, Sterling. You do not have to apologize for being busy at work. Good morning, OD Green. Good morning, Sun Starshine. The Earth says hello. What is that? What am I missing? Good morning, Jake. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Zello. I love that Zello the Magician. I love it. It makes my whole day when I see that pop up. Good morning, Heinrich. So, good morning, David Atkins. Good morning, Tony. Good hello. We got a hello from Daniel. Hello, Daniel. All right. More good people going to filter in on this non-farm payrolls Friday. So what happened? Let's see, but I can't get to that yet because I got to say hello to Charles. Good morning, Ted. Good morning, Legion Reaver. Oh boy. And it's a fine Friday. All right, non-farm payrolls coming in at 50K, below the consensus at 60K. Unemployment rate dropping. The prior was revised down, and this one coming in at 4.4, which actually came in at 4.375, I think it was, if my memory is correct. It was somewhere, but it was rounded up to 4.4. So average hourly earnings coming in with consensus. What else? Participation rate down from prior. Weekly hours down from prior and below consensus. So that's where we sit. We still have consumer sentiment, the preliminary numbers for January, and inflation expectations. Probably most important, though, most important is we're going to get a tariff decision today, I guess. Hello. I said hello to Charles. You get a second hello, Charles. All those XLP stocks ran away on me a little. Retest hold coming, I hope. Well, sometimes things run away and you don't get in it, and that's okay. There'll always be another trade. So that's what we've had out this morning. 10 a.m. Eastern for the consumer sentiment number. Market's already partying off of the unemployment drop, but let's see, what does that mean for the Fed watch? It's at 95% now. So at this point, it's a lock for a pause. And even March is rising to close to 70%. So that's where we sit off this latest unemployment report. Will the market even care about the decision? I think it will. I think it will. Hello, Starshine quote from the 1979 movie. I remember the movie Hair, but I did not remember that quote. Oh boy, we're going way back. I did not remember that quote. I like this. I like this sort of quotes from OD Greens. Good morning, Anissa. Maybe it's a new segment on a new segment. The OD. Can you remember the OD Green quote? I did not remember that one. So we have semiconductor equipment and materials are very strong today. Mega caps are mixed, but more positive than negative. Pretty much green across the board. Amazon and Microsoft slightly down. Groups, let's just do a quick refresh here. We've got everything green. Oh boy. Party on, Garth. Party on. Maybe metals will go screaming higher. We'll see. Maybe. Fed watch with the tariff decision. Fed watch, again, we already looked at that. Fear and greed. We're at S&P approach all-time highs, Russell all-time highs, Dow all-time highs. We're in neutral mode. Yeah. Let's drag it. Market momentum. Let's see. Yeah, the breadth still isn't great, but extreme fear. All right, you're put and call option thing. We're not in extreme fear mode. And safe haven demand. This is not extreme fear. Your stuff's broken. See if you fix some intern messed up your model. I'm calling shenanigans. 40.66 on the Chiller PE. No earnings today, so I can close that one out. All right. You know what? I want to say good morning to Anissa also again. So, S&P. S&P key now level for support 69.78. We zoomed. That was resistance before non-farm payrolls came out. There you go. Boom. So that's what I'm watching on any pullback. That's what I'm looking on any pullback. If that breaks down, and then we lose about the 69.70 area. I'm watching for the potential retest of 69.57, and if we go more in disaster mode, 69.35. Are we in little mini? Yes, we are on that spike. Did hit potential mini double top. So if we got something like maybe tariff decision and the market decided to turn around and we close back below 69.35.25, so 69.35, we could retrace all the way back down. And that's where I'm not going to change these other levels, but 69.08, 68.94, 68.80. If we spike up in the open, I don't want to use these because it's whatever it is. Even if we spike up more in the open, I will just raise this right-hand side unless we take out the whole left-hand side. But that's where we sit. We do have, and if you just want the major ones, if you just want to look at here, again, on a closing basis, I'll be watching the rotation zone, but if we did spike through it, okay, I'd probably be looking at 6,900 to about 69.08 on a spike through closing basis. I'm going to be watching closer to 69.20 to see if we bounce back from there. And we do still have the bigger potential double in play. And we are wedging higher on waning momentum. So there is risk out there, but we only have a couple minor topping patterns. That's where we sit with the NASDAQ. We also zoomed a little higher. My key level I'm paying attention to. Key level I'm paying attention to is 25.830, 831 area. We zipped up close to that on the non-farm payroll release, and now we've backed off. There is no double in the NASDAQ, so I'll be looking, especially if we break down below 25,600. 25,600 is key. Then I'm looking, let's just see. That's also where the bottom of the rotation zone, if we start taking out yesterday's low, the next key major area is 25,386 with the 50 EMA, and below that's 25.2. What's this question? NVIDIA now has triggered a daily double bottom and triggered a daily double top. Is it a long or short? It's both. It's both. Not both. Both. So, does this? Here's the interesting thing, Sterling. How am I looking at it? Just from the interesting aspect, we've had a lot of pumps in the news or the CES, the Consumer Electronics Show cycle on NVIDIA, and it's broken down, unable to even hit the first target yet. Now, does this invalidate? I'll get back to the other markets. Does this invalidate? This is how my analysis works. This is a trade, okay? So right now this comes back down, but if it just reaches the full targets with the second target virtually being the gap fill, it does not invalidate the bigger double bottom. It would need to get back below 176.47 on a closing basis to invalidate it. Remember, because the stop level technically does not change until it hits the first target. Just out of curiosity, if you were raising the stop more aggressively, even this double would not necessarily close below this. So the double bottom could still remain intact even with this double top trigger. So it's completely tradable. It's completely tradable, and it could be tradable both ways theoretically. Good morning, Yogi. It's both. See, Ted, you're right. It's both. But it's also interesting. By the way, Broadcom. This is really the only thing that I'm keeping a close eye on this one because Broadcom's entered double bottom territory. So I am also keeping an eye that this is really looking possibly to come back and break down. I will only really start getting more bullish on the some of this AI stuff again if this potential double bottom triggers in Broadcom. If that triggers, I'll shift back to bullish mode. Other than that, if Broadcom gets below this 324 level, we got gaps left behind. I'm shifting to more bearish mode, neutral to shifting to bearish on the whole AI trade. The Dow, the Dow, the Dow, the Dow, Dow, Dow. And I haven't even had a cup of coffee yet. Just drinking the green tea this morning. Dow does have a potential double top. Let's see. Let's just see. So heading into possible tariffs decision, consumer sentiment numbers, I'll be looking at, if we do start selling off, I'll be looking at 49,001. Not 100, 49,001. So 49K. All right, the upside will just take care of itself if we rally. We have waning momentum. Let me jump back here to the S&P because I didn't go over upside targets. Upside targets, if we do take out, we've already topped out. That's the weekly. Give me back my daily. We've already ticked off, so I'll be looking at Wednesday's high, and if we did zip through there, 7,025. By the way, 7,025 it invalidates this double bottom. This double top, double bottom. What am I talking? This double top. All right. So keep that in mind. This other mini double top, you have a double within a double, would be invalidated pretty much at the same area, 724. So if we do zip up, let's say they don't overturn tariff, let's say the market or whatever, let's say the market goes bullish on a Friday, 7 and really screams through Wednesday's high, 715 and 725. What's my outlook for bonds? I think so we're talking bonds, which are 20 years and up. I think they're going to go stay steady to grind slightly. Bonds, they'll sell off, but the yields will go slightly higher. The yields will continue to climb until I see something change. NASDAQ, again, 25,831 area. If we get through that, I'll be looking at Wednesday's highs right around. You have 25,996, so I'm going to be using 26K as the magnet price. And then through that is 26.1. The Dow, if we pop back up again, is Wednesday's high reversal area, 49.9, 49.8, then 40. If we scream through there, it's just going to go to 50. Russell, we've already ticked off the minor harmonic. So let me see here. The potential, which one do I have here? Yeah, the potential double bottom or double top. Oh boy, this is off the table for the Russell. All right, we get a sell-off in the Russell. I'm really watching 25.98 to 2600. We drop below that, I'm looking at 25.74. VIX, little pullback. If we now have a very key area right about, if we start getting, it's 1580. It's 1580. This is technically a double top that's been confirmed but not triggered. So if we did trigger this and started momentum to the downside of the VIX, I'd be in full-blown bullish mode. If we take out 1580 to the downside, I'll be looking for, to the upside, I'll be looking for downside momentum. Look at the big change in the one-day VIX. We were below 7 the other day. This is nearly doubled yesterday, headed into the day. So we'll have to see where that is going to go. The DAX just keeps on running. The DAX getting insanely overbought, ticking off the next harmonic. Looking for, if this breaks down below 25,250, then I'm looking for a real quick pullback in the DAX. The yields still caught in the range, spiking up and then pulling back with that non-farm payroll. 4.2 is very key on the 10-year. The 30-year spiking up all the way to 4.9, then pulling back with non-farm payroll. But the trend is still up on here. And you asked me again, 30-year yields, I'm still targeting 5% at least. And I hate yearly predictions. Why? Because if I have to say something beyond 5%, I'll go to, if we get on a close above 4.916, then 5.07. But we could top out and stay stagnant up here and bounce around up there for a while. Could it last all year? I don't know, because a lot can happen in a year. But in the short term, I still have to stick with price action going up or yields going up, and the yield price action going down, and the bond, then the 30-year bond going down. Crude. We talked about this one. The little mini double trigger all the targets. Now it's actually bouncing back up. This is very interesting because yesterday it got rejected the 50. I'm real interested to see where today closes. But we're starting to get a shift potentially in crude. I got to see where it closes today. But that double's played out. And we spiked above the 50. And now we're doing it again. Going to be paying real close attention to this, though, today on the closing basis. Natty gas, we do have a little mini daily double bottom against the rotation zone. So this could be another pop into the rotation zone and then a rollover play. Potentially again. I'm really paying attention if we do pop to 3.8. That's about it. But again, it has not triggered yet. It probably won't trigger, but that's what I'm watching. Gold, nothing much new to talk about. Trend is still up, dipped in the rotation zone yesterday, and the trend is still up. We do still have the potential double top there. Silver, the trend is still up. Coming back to rotation zone and rotating up today. Nothing to talk about there. Copper, coming back to the daily rotation zone and trying to rotate back up. Dollar index hitting the first target on the double. So the dollar index has officially hit the first target. The euro has hit the first and second targets on the double top. So there we go. There we go, sports fans. Next target is back to 116. Oh, holy, saying hello to Portland. What's going on in Portland? Holy. Besides, it looks like another shooting. Another shooting. Russell the Muscle. I like that. Russell the Muscle. Oh boy. See, as things are getting to, that's probably the top for the Russell. Teddy's calling the top in the Russell, at least the short-term top. Teddy's calling it by calling it Russell the Muscle. But Bitcoin, all right. So we dipped below the rotation zone and support level and closed above it yesterday. Dipped below it earlier and sitting right at it. But what have we formed? Potential double bottom. Close back above 91,552. Triggers that. So that's the thing now that puts me in the bullish mode to at least retest and possibly break out. If this does not trigger, there's no longies. No longies in Bitcoin unless this triggers. That is it. That is it. The another shooting. Oh boy. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah, see, Ted, you're right. You're right. Teddy's calling the top. So if the market collapses, blame it on Ted. I wouldn't be surprised either. We're in extreme bullish mode. I mean, and sentiment is through the charts. National Law Enforcement Day. Is it National Law Enforcement Day? Oh boy. Remember. Well, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Spiders. Okay, gapping up 690.80. Gap fill would be to 689.51. Key area I'm looking at is yesterday's low if we do break down. Other than that, if we go higher, why did I not move that line? Why did I not move that line? If we do move up, I'm looking at the reversal from Wednesday, the opening price at 692.19, and then it would be to the highs, 693.96. Above there, 694.56. If we take out yesterday's low, I'm looking closer to bottom of the rotation zone. And if we take out that one, I'm then looking for a gap fill back to last Friday's closing price at 683.17. The Qs gapping up 621.50. So if we turn around and start selling 620.47 is the gap fill yesterday, I'm looking at yesterday's low. If we take out yesterday's low, there's the major level is all the way back at 613. 613.12 to be exact, but the minor level is right around 614 with the rising 50 on a closing basis. So, now I'm tired. Tesla holding into the potential bounce zone with the rotation zone again. So I'm going to be watching to see if we do bounce. If we close above yesterday's high, it would be a % B buy against the rotation zone. If we do not get the bounce, so we close back below 426.30 on moves up, I will be more aggressively bearish then. So at some point, this is going to be such an epic collapse. This is going to be such an epic collapse. Oh boy. We shall see. The timing's brutal on here. By the way, Google or Alphabet, I'm always going to call it Google. Google hit we've been long, hit the second target yesterday. The second target yesterday was hit in Google, and there still is a massive potential double top. So that's where we sit. I don't know. I didn't see anything else that anybody wanted to look at. So I'm going to call it a happy Friday. Do not get caught off guard keep an eye out with stuff with the potential tariff decision. Because